What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Wednesday, November 10th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, at Josh Engleman, only place you're going to get updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. And finally, shout out to PrizePicks for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up to get a 100% instant match deposit bonus on your first deposit. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Will Barton, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Ricky Rubio on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It is time to find out. First up at number 5, we got last night's hero, Bobby Portis. Power forward, center eligible, just 5,500. Projected for 34, the goal's 38. He's in the optimal lineup 17% of the time. It appears Bobby Portis is now playing north of 30 minutes. I got him in for 32, 1.07 fantasy points per minute in this spot, 21% usage, 15 points and 11 boards, so a double-double baseline. Now, it is a difficult spot here. Pace down against the Knicks. They lose 2 possessions under their average. But it all depends who the centers actually are. Mitchell Robinson is questionable. Nerlens Noel is questionable. If this ends up being a center combo of Taj Gibson and maybe Julius Randle or maybe Obi Toppin, it'll look even better for Portis. But even right now, assuming it's just business as usual for the Knicks, Bobby Portis is the 5th best play on the slate. In at number 4, we're off to Denver with no Nikola Jokic, so Jamychal Green shows up, power forward center eligible, 3,200, projected for 26, the goal's 29, he's in the optimal lineup 19% of the time. I gave him 26 minutes, but he could certainly play more. There's a ton to go around. Right around a fantasy point per minute in this spot, 11 points, 8 boards, and assist, maybe a stock, pace neutral against Indiana, but you're grabbing Jamychal Green here for 24 plus minutes at basically the minimum across 2 positions. If he plays 30, you're going to certainly want him. Every minute that he plays more and more is going to be even better. You're probably going to need 30 plus on a day like today, but I think that he can get there. If Jeff Green or something happens to get into foul trouble, you could see Jamychal Green get some more minutes. We'll get to Jeff Green in a bit. Off to Chicago for number 3. That's Zach LaVine, shooting guard eligible, only 7,600, projected for 44. The goal is 47. He's in the optimal lineup 20% of the time. I gave LaVine 36 minutes, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. You know the usage is there, 31%. It's a lot of scoring, and that's fine by me. 26.5 points, 6 boards, 4.5 assists, a stock, slight pace down spot against Dallas, but would you be surprised if Zach LaVine gets into like a pissing contest with Luka Doncic and they're going shot for shot? Because I certainly wouldn't. And at 7,600, if LaVine's ceiling, if his GPP goal is slightly less than 50, I mean, look out when he actually breaks out. Mid-50s is very likely. Let me say that again. Mid-50s is very possible. Likely is not the correct word. But 35% chance to hit 47, you're going to need a lot of Zach LaVine today. Now we take a pretty big jump up in tier. We get to number 2, Aaron Gordon, power forward eligible, 5,200, projected for 35. The goal is 37. Optimal lineup, 26% of the time. I think Gordon plays 34 minutes, and I think he looks a little bit more like the Orlando Aaron Gordon than he does the Nuggets Aaron Gordon. 15 points, 8.5 boards, 3.5 assists, a stock and a half, pace neutral against Indiana, which is fine. I just think he's going to get a little bit more involved in the offense, and we've seen him be like a big-time facilitator. Maybe we see that more. Instead of having to let Jokic run a lot of the offense, which obviously you should do as basically the best offensive player in the league right now, I think we could see Aaron Gordon with the ball in his hands a little bit more. So maybe that assist rate comes up a little bit if you needed to. 37 is the goal. I think that's more than feasible without Jokic on the floor. Obviously, no Michael Porter Jr. either. It's time for a big day from Aaron Gordon. Now, before we get to the number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get the updates to my sims. And let me know in the comment section who your favorite and least favorite contenders are. And one last time, please go check out PrizePicks, the presenting sponsor of this video. Use that promo code Awesemo when you do so. And finally, at just 3,400, the number 1 contender for today is Jeff Green. Small forward, power forward eligibility, projected for 28. The goal is 29.5. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. I gave him 33 minutes. He could play more. Even if he plays 30, he's still the best value play on the slate. Right around 0.8 fantasy points per minute, 14 points, 5.5 boards, it's pretty normal stuff, like 2 assists, maybe a steal, maybe a block. Perfectly acceptable matchup against Indiana. It's just that there's no Nikola Jokic. There's an infinite amount of minutes and usage to go around, and Jeff Green is the first guy up to soak up all that time. At 3,400, it's not going to take a lot, and in 33 minutes, Jeff Green can legitimately break the slate. If Jeff Green goes for, let's just say Jeff Green goes for 40, he is essential to the lot. You have to have him to win a tournament. Even 35 is probably pretty close on a day like today, depending on how much value opens up. But for right now, as you can see, it's not close. 11% higher than Zach LaVine at third. Jeff Green is your #1 contender on DraftKings today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Wednesday, November 10th. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere. Check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. I will be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.